Humanity has chosen to describe abstract concepts with symbols. As an inspiration, they looked up to the sky. They drew what they saw, and whatever they saw, it inspired them. Starting with the early ages, some inexplicable symbols appeared in the sky. The first example of this phenomenon can be found in the earliest cave paintings. This was a pivotal moment. There are several such pivotal moments in human history. Although some of them carried civilizations forward, others did not. Sadly, most of them brought ruin and misery. Starting with the Bronze Age collapse, we can begin observing this phenomenon in recorded history. The pivotal moment that ended the might of the Egyptian Empire of the New Kingdom era. Starting with the middle of the 4th century, Hunnic people saw the signs in the sky as divine providence. Their conquests in Europe undermined the foundations of both Roman empires. This was the start of a chain of events to come, such as the Plague of Athens in the Peloponnesian War, Black Plague and Bubonic Plague, which both devastated the areas they touched. Once again, at the dawn of the 20th century, humanity faced another challenge. This time, Spanish flu, coinciding with the Great War, ravaged Europe. With the progress of technology, wars have become deadlier, and so have the consequences of the appearance of the sky signs. The Second World War was the beginning of this era. Later on, the Korean War, which divided a nation, and the Vietnam War 2 decades later, brought great sorrow to humanity. By this time, a small number of individuals had already figured out the connection between sky signs and the devastation they brought. Nations, kingdoms, even empires fell, but this covert organization endured. Methodically, they erased the knowledge of sky signs from history to avert mass panic. But in the latter half of the 20th century, their efforts proved to be in vain. People started to notice the sky signs. The last sky sign to be observed did not happen by human eyes. Voyager 1, at the edge of the solar system, by 2012 came upon it. The observed sign, thought to be a cube, was actually a tesseract, a 4-dimensional cube. It has been determined that the orbit of this object, which became visible in 2019, was on a collision course with Earth. States around the globe were in talks with this ancient organization when it appeared next to the Moon in November 2020. But for reasons beyond comprehension, all the states on Earth fired their nuclear missiles at the same time at this object. It is not yet clear whether this move was a planned strategy or just the intervention of panicked hacker groups. After the object exploded, the pieces that fell to Earth began to be collected rapidly. However, some parts were too large to be moved, so they were contained and cut off from the rest of the world. Some of these response teams were never heard from again. Rumours arose that they had switched sides. Another rumour is that these defectors got supernatural powers from falling pieces. Regions with uncontained parts declared that they had founded their own city-states. At this point, there are sects that consider these fallen pieces sacred, as well as conspiracy theorists who argue that deep state experiments are behind all these events. Some multinational companies, on the other hand, created their own mercenary teams to take advantage of this situation and go on the hunt for unclaimed objects. It is not clear how successful these companies have become.